This morning. Good morning. So over on the road right out in front of me where my neighbor is walking his dog were 15 Maverick cigarettes that had been thrown out on the ground. One of them had a burn mark across it like it was in an ashtray, and I'm going to take us on over there to show you. I'm going to flip it around. Let's see. There's the, no, that's not what I want. Okay, that's what I want. So right out here in the roadway, there were a bunch of ashes. The marks of ashes that had become wet from moisture, it's all around here. So was it somebody standing there? I don't know. Trail of liquid there. I don't know whether it's oil or condensation. I just wanted to make that public, and then I also mentioned that to my postal delivery person, Kim, who delivered some farm fresh eggs to me. How nice, isn't that special? Can you see all the fear in my face? What are they sending, a flunky after me or what? To try and threaten me? I had a bullet come through my kitchen window about a year ago. How about that? So this is the Prius Truthmobile. I've recently met a lot of interesting college students and other individuals from all over the world gathered here for the spring break festivities in the Myrtle Beach area. Oh, hey, we've got an eclipse scheduled for today. How about that? April 8th of 2024. Now, if you care to, you can look at my research library and you can see I've been very busy posting the reality of the Truman Show / Twilight Zone Matrix Terminator movie that we're living in. So some of the topics I can't talk on very much. This is where I live. Okay, you could give me a call if you want to have a conversation. I may not be eager to open my door. This is Cloverleaf and Virginia Pine Drive in Longs, South Carolina. Does the system know where I am? Yeah, there will be people that are so freaking that they'll say, oh, you don't want to show them where you live. Are you kidding me? I'm an enemy of the state, and I'm exposing the truth about everything that I've found out about, and I invite people to send me information, give me a call, send me a link, whichever you prefer. You could send me an email if you want. So I'm going to be taking us for a ride, showing you a simulated reality component of it. Still detoxing, getting rid of whatever the mucous membrane traps and that. Water exposes the reality that we're not spinning 1,000 miles an hour. We don't live on a globe. We didn't go to the moon. The CIA and the mob killed Kennedy, I believe. I've got evidence of it. 9/11 was an inside job. We live in a military-industrial managed complex. All right, so some cheery thoughts for you. Let's go on into the beach, see what this looks like. Ooh, little condensation there. Well, what are we going to do about that? Well, I'm going to activate my climate control system and go ahead and take care of all that right now. Let's see how long that takes. Hopefully that's pretty quick. So, one of the reasons why we can't see all the way across the ocean is there's humidity, moisture, that type of thing. We've got modified weather, modified and remote controlled people, humanity. The World Economic Forum says they can do it with their little lapdog Yuval Noah Harari talking about it. A homosexual man. I don't know if Klaus is. I don't know. I tweeted them, all of them, that I could, my research library, telling them that I'm not only telling on them, I'm letting them know what I'm exposing. Basically, the truth about everything that crosses over multiple platforms. The ones I'm on, the ones I was on, hashtag Robert Forsch, was permanently banned from Twitter, now X, supposedly the free speech oasis, the free speech platform, Elon. Of course, I appeal that regularly and make proclamations to Elon like, what free speech? Question mark. What will it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? And then I put Jesus after that, Bible.com, which is God's Word in all the major languages and multiple translations, so might find that interesting. Alrighty, it's showtime, baby. What's in store for today? Well, I don't know. Not exactly sure. I'm living in the present right now. So are you. I'm creating some simulated reality. Unless you're sitting next to me and nobody else is, except the Holy Spirit is seeing this world through my eyes, apparently. I'm creating a commemoration or a documentation of this in real time. I can't create the cars, the land, the people. God created them, and I'm simply creating a simulation of them. Really good, photorealistic, right, Elon? Hello. So I've been exposing Elon Musk for years, and the truth about Elon, the truth about Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and all of those people. Or are they something more than people? Is there a spirit living in and through them? Do they have a soul? We've got human cloning. We've got demonic possession that apparently has been happening for a long time. We had some people say, do you believe in reptilians? Well, look at Genesis, the book of Genesis, talking about the serpent was in the garden and tempted Eve and corrupted them. How about that? So what do you make of all that? I've been right all along. It's not that I'm so smart. I have access to all the known information that the Almighty wants me to be aware of and share. How about that? What's that worth? So all these cars whizzing by me are going faster than the speed limit because, well, I prefer going the speed limit, enjoying the ride as a metaphor of life too. I obey the laws of the land, not doing anything wrong or illegal or immoral. And I was built for this, to actually know and expose the truth about everything. How about that? Somebody's got to do it. And we are. I've got help from friends and family all over the world. And what we have done is compiled documentation for the atrocities that are going on now, that have gone on. And then there's prophecy, the fulfillment of much of which may have already occurred, as in the second coming may have already happened. Some view it as preterism. It may just be prophetic fulfillment. Not sure. The timeline deception, I believe, has a lot of credibility for it. Okay, so Seacoast Medical on the right, and we can see the sun hitting the building. medical staff personnel have 5 minutes to get to their station and clock in. That's the way it works. They're probably working 12-hour shifts for whatever reason. They like to do that. That little light spot on the horizon there, well, by golly, that's the sun appearing over there above the stationary level plane. See that bright spot there? If we were living on a globe spinning, wobbling, and gyrating through the universe, that would look very different, having a 1.5 million Earth-sized sun. They're making all this stuff up, and I'm telling on them. How about that? Let's see what we get to do here. I'm going to get to go now. How about that? When I used to hang out in bars and they had this was back when I was a teenager, they had this device where you would see a light flash and you press a button. And my reaction time, even on marijuana and alcohol, was 0.375, I think was the best. That's around 1/3 of a second. Now that I'm sober and clean and powered by the Holy Spirit, no telling what kind of reaction time I have. The other thing is I have direction and protection by the Holy Spirit. So there are people that don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear about being born again. They don't want to hear about Jesus. They don't want to hear about any of that. Well, then maybe you're going to end up hearing about it anyway. The truth is going to be known. I know him as the way, the truth, and the life, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, the living word, the living water, the great I am. People largely believe what they want to believe. Well, that's how I found it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like approaching the bridge. This is the Intracoastal Waterway, and there we have the sun from this vantage point. I can walk and chew at the same time as well. Don't have a problem with that. So I just hold my course. That's easy enough to do. Being clean and sober. Going through multiple cameras right now. The Truth Mobile is being seen on the AI, of course, and from the view of the iPhone 11 Pro Max. How about that? All for your viewing pleasure. When I wave at the Teslas, I'm not just waving at the person behind the wheel. I'm waving to the quantum supercomputer monitored by an AI system and quantum computers that are hyper-gaming humanity. Wow, that's a mouthful, Robert. Sounds kind of crazy. Woohoo! Well, it's true, and you can look it up if you want. We've got self-driving vehicles. I've got a friend who owns one. I've been in the car. My friend Harco. I believe he's 80 years old now. Bless his heart. He's got a Tesla Model 3. I think you've maybe seen it in a video or two where I've driven by his home. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just lock it in at the speed limit once again. And in a week, I go through conservatively at least 20 opportunities to get a speeding ticket easily. So being who I am and what I do, I certainly don't want to give them any reason at all to pull me over. Maybe to say hi, see how I'm doing. But a lot of the local law enforcement I know personally, I see them often, and they monitor me often, obeying the speed limits and that, following the rules. How about that? Alrighty then. Is this cool or what? A sense of adventure, a sense of danger. My wife bought a cat scratcher, and on her way from leaving the place, a cat scratcher as in a cat scratching pole, and when she was walking, she walked off of an odd plateau of what would have otherwise been steps. They were not real steps. They had a long stretch, several feet long, like it was odd. Anyway, it was in a nice neighborhood in Wisconsin, and near Lake Butamore, where the Fox River gets a bit wider. Anyway, she fell and cut her face under her eyeball, and also shattered her wrist, and broke her foot. And she's in a lot of pain. Please pray for her. She might be watching this right now. Heck, this might be my last broadcast. I don't know. I don't know what's in store for me. Whatever the Almighty allows, that's cool. I sent her a message, not just her, but on a message going to our 3 adult sons, daughter-in-law, and Joni. I said, there's technology that can cause somebody to fall, distract them, that kind of thing, just so you know. I reminded her and them that yes, I'm a targeted individual and I'm exposing the truth about everything. It's rather unpopular. The truth isn't based on popular opinion. Because it's not popular nor an opinion, it's simply the reality. It looks like some body is in trouble. We've got an emergency. It looks like the fire truck there. And up in the left of center, there's the water tower / cell tower. We'll just go nice and slow by them. I wave to those gentlemen quite often as well. Hopefully I can meet some of my friends out on the beach today. One of them is a world traveler, has a large consultant business and deals with the exchange of money, oil, gold. Interesting. If in fact the story is true, I have no reason to believe it's not true yet until I find out otherwise. But she's got an office in Houston, Texas. Anyway, so I'm going to flip this around. And then another friend who's working with a company that may want to do business with her and them. She travels to Dubai and deals with petrochemical and local and I should say domestic and foreign oil production, interestingly enough. Okay, so now in the summer, I wanted to show you from this vantage point the coastal preserve in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I just wanted to show you the setting. I've done this many a time. Come on through here and we'll show you what this looks like. I had a meeting with that friend that I invited to the sunrise this morning. He had a friend that he introduced me to yesterday that's from, I believe it was Colombia. Yeah, he's a born-again Christ follower as far as I can tell. Seems like that was his proclamation, and he's got some mighty interesting testimonials. Okay, so in the summer, the sun will come up over there. In the winter, the sun comes up over there from this vantage point. We've got a liquid mirror in front of us. This is basic physics, the reality. So there's reality deniers. They may have a P-freaking HD. PhDs with letters and other letters around their name, doctor of this and that. Oh well, is it true? Is what they believe true, or what you believe true? Is it actually true? So sometimes I'll pull up to an intersection and somebody will say, hey, what's your channel about? I say the truth about everything. If you think I've missed something, well, you can go ahead and give me a call. How about that? Is it a window or is it a mirror? Well, that depends on perspective, right? Here, let's illustrate. See? That's how it works. So I've seen little passengers in the passenger seat, like single digit age children. They'll slip their phone up and take a picture of the Truth Mobile. For the eyes in the sky and the truck drivers and anybody else who wants to look. The red light cameras. I almost said the red eye cameras. Yeah, that too. How about that? So Bible.com, I mentioned earlier, you can put it in a comment, see what happens. Tell the truth about what really matters. You might be able to free up your frickin' schedule. Yeah, yep. How about that? Imagine that. It's a liquid mirror. So in my research library, I'll show time-lapse video of the whole sky moving, the firmament, the structure above the stationary level Earth. Not real popular, of course. There's a bubble level right there. Pretty hard to hold it steady. But let's do this. Let's drop her right down there. That'll stay right in the middle on that sidewalk. And that sun will move all the way over to about there today. And somewhere around 1:30, which will be right up about there, we may see something with the eclipse from this vantage point. Well, how do they work if we're not on a globe? Well, they work just fine. We're not on a globe, we're not spinning, wobbling, or gyrating. Couldn't even play a friendly game of billiards, if that were the case. All right, so I told those, oh my gosh, a condom. Yeah, I'm gonna let somebody else pick that up. Probably some DNA in there. Gosh, that was kind of gross, and yet real. And there's been genetic tampering with the gene pool, the Ubermensch. Sometimes I'll go live to just see what I'm going to say. I know that may sound kind of funny, but I didn't plan on seeing that. Sometimes the words that come out of my mouth are not scripted by me. I would say directed and protected by the Holy Spirit. This is not, my channel is not designed for children, and yet there's content for all ages. People can ignore me, they can ignore the truth that I'm compiled. It's just that nobody can ignore the consequences of ignoring the truth. That's a fact. That's a fact, Jack. I'm working on new material all the time. How about that? I love that about what God is doing in and through me. That's the Prince Resort, and I'm on my way over there right now and see what that looks like. Ah, yes, bikers. How cool is that? I got a Honda Shadow. I love riding that bike. Shaft drive, liquid cooled, plenty of power. And I'm going to take us right out on the beach, show you what it looks like there. 54 degrees here right now, pretty nice. I want to help my family. I want to help humanity. I would like actually to help reprogram everybody with the truth, or at least make the truth accessible. The truth and the deception are both in my research library. There's a high concentration of thought-provoking truth and reality for people to ponder and to consider. And I would say, seek the truth with all your heart, because, well, it matters for eternity. My favorite parking spot is available in there. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. it makes you uncomfortable when I'm backing up or driving and recording, I give a heavy preference towards the field of view in front of me and when I'm backing up behind me. Let's show you what this looks like at the parking ramp. Free parking from the corner here all the way up to the gate, should you choose to come here and enjoy the beauty and majesty of this location, God's creation. How nice is that? I met Cornelius Vanderbilt, apparently, of the Vanderbilt family. He's one of the heirs of that. And then one of the Cargill family heirs, apparently. College spring breakers or deceivers. I don't know exactly. I don't have proof to vet their story. I don't need to. I just acknowledge that, well, it's a possibility. If what they're saying is true, then that's what happened. If not, then they're liars. I'm used to hearing a lot of lies. How about you? How do you like that? How do you like it when you find out that you've been lied to? We all have. It's just, are we believing the lie or not? I did. I did until I found out. And now I'm created to know and expose the truth about everything. How cool is that? I love it. I moved a lot of videos around that are in my playlist. Some of them seem even more relevant now than they were earlier because of what the heck has happened in the last several years. How about that? Those bastards. Look at what they're doing to humanity. I'm telling on them. Okay, let's flip this around, see how it looks. I'm so grateful to have the new Truthmobile. I can operate my appliances with it, my freezers and all of that. Have a little extra gas stored up to do it. It's got a big generator in it that helps propel me when the car gets going again. We're going to hear some wind for sure. Now, let's see. I think I'm going to want to go ahead and take off my lanyard here. Okay, so I've gone to this instead of a truth shirt because it's, I believe, very professional. I like it. And then the other thing is the shirts got very expensive. The vinyl would peel and that because of, I'm tough on stuff. I'm really hard on my equipment. How about that? Yeah, so putting vinyl black shirts in a hot washing machine or with hot water is pretty tough on that stuff. So I'm wearing black not because I have a death fixation or anything like that. In my line of work, it works well for looking clean because the things I work with, a leather briefcase and in that, and duffel bags and chairs. If I were wearing light colors, they would be all smudged up and greasy and nasty looking. Okay, so let's flip this around. Wow, those sound like off-road tires. How about that? Good morning. Huh, we've got two drains here. The low spot in the parking lot is typically where the drain goes because that's where the water flows. Simply the reality. Watch how the sun, the view of the sun will follow the eyes of the observers. Look at how that changes. Maybe you're familiar with that. It's just the nature of our reality. I got one of these here to work when I'm doing other stuff. Of course, I'm multitasking. That's where I had my a meeting with some friends yesterday. Very special. Higher is drier and lower is wetter. All over the face of this stationary level Earth. That's the provable and observable reality. What is the shape? Well, I'll tell you what the shape is. We're in tough shape. We've got wicked sociopaths that are probably infused with demonic power to control and cull the human herd. How about that? Telling on them. That's right. That's what shape it is. Oh, look, we have tire tracks that disappeared. Why? Well, that's the way it works. Footprints in the sand, baby. You can see the width changes depending on the elevation of the sun. Later today, during the so-called eclipse, it'll be really wide. A lot of mystery with the eclipse. Hey, make sure you don't look at the sun, they say, and stock up on stuff. That's one of the normal mentions for an eclipse, right? Call out the military. So part of the psychological operation is to make people afraid. It has properties in the body that will be affected, the fear response. We're talking neuroscience, cognitive function. My friend Hans said to Fernando, I've never mentioned anything, I believe he said it like this, I've never mentioned anything that Robert didn't know about, something about. And I would say, yeah, I believe that's true, and yet there are things that I learn about every day, things that I did not know about before. So being willing to say, wow, that's new, I just became aware of that. So how do I compare it and what do I do with that? Is it true? What does it mean? How does it work out? So I'm going to go ahead and set this down for a moment. Good morning. Good morning. That adds to the demonstration that we're not moving. See how still that is? It's reality. If we were spinning, wobbling, and gyrating, shit would be flying everywhere. Hope that doesn't offend you. I'll tell you what offends me is being lied to and have it being presented as truth. And then the people that hold me in contempt for the very thing they're deceived on, how ironic is that? It happens every day. People think, not just me, people think we're crazy for not only believing the truth, knowing the truth. Knowing and believing are very different. I cherish both of those. Knowing the truth about the reality that we live in is priceless. Jesus Christ paid that price. It's more than any man or woman could pay. And I know it bugs people to hear it. Too bad. You'll find out eventually. Willful ignorance is not going to get you into heaven. What will get you there is the power of the Holy Spirit, revealing the nature of our need to be born again, and then revealing to the individual whether or not it has actually happened. So that's a big deal. Let's flip this around. They've got a portion of the pier opened up all the way down to that barrier right there. And I got my annual pass. It's $90 for a year, or for what was left of the year. I'm good with that. What an opportunity. I met a centenarian there yesterday. That 100-year-old lady with a smile and her son. How cool is that? Yeah, and we had a nice conversation. And what I'll do this. I'll give them a card. I'll say I'm exposed. How about this one? They normally look at it anyway, and they'll say, so the truth about what? The truth about everything. If you think I've missed something, give me a call, send me a link, put it in a comment. Yep. Yes. Somebody's brakes were squealing over there. Just the way it works. We need friction. We've got centrifugal force. All science, all reality. Good morning. However, what we have also is scientism. You can listen to Rupert Sheldrake on his band TED Talk about the science delusion, where science has been hijacked and is not merely an investigative pursuit to find truth. It's actually been weaponized to deceive people. My paraphrase of it. I can do that. I'll do whatever I jolly well please and God allows. I want it to be helpful. I want to be relevant. Okay, so let's take a look at this again. So what's going to happen today? I don't know. Not sure. Could be pretty serious stuff. That's what I'm thinking. So today I did my laundry with a half a cup of baking soda and boron. Doesn't it look nice? Let me flip it around and show you. So my whole outfit, and the oil and epidermis, my dark complected skin. Can you imagine if I were wearing white? I would look like a gray man, and I don't want to be a gray man at all. I don't want to blend in. I wasn't made to blend in. I was made to stand out. Stand the heck out and expose the truth about everything. For those of you who may want to share a lot of this information, if you care to, you can do that by sharing my name and phone number. You could have cards made up like I hand out if you care to, if you wanted to. That's fine. I don't mind. Well, it looks like my friends didn't make it to the sunrise today. That's fine. I actually didn't expect that, and that's all right. It's not that I didn't want it to happen. I just didn't think it, I didn't believe it would, or I believed it wouldn't happen. It sounds kind of awkward. I want to share something with you. I've been interested in communication skills and words for a long time. If I say I didn't believe it would happen, what I actually would have meant to say is I believed it wouldn't happen, right? Didn't it go like that? So we have syntax and speech that we're involved in that is, well, sometimes the words don't communicate the truth the way we want to. So I don't want to speak over the top of somebody. If I'm going to use a 50-cent word, I may use a 10-cent word to reiterate or explain what I just said or what it means. So there you go. Yep, it's coming in. It waits for nobody. Good morning. Looks like she's enjoying herself, huh? Yeah, there's a lot of other dogs that like to walk out there. I think she's on the trail of one of them, huh? Hope you have a great day.
You too.
Thanks. I put you both in my live stream. Let me give you a card. You can check it out if you like. Might find it interesting.
Okay.
You know, link, I'm exposing the truth about everything that I've found out so far and invite people to send me information or put it in a comment if you think I got something wrong.
Cheers.
What's that?
Are you the one that has the truth cheers?
I am. I'm that guy.
All right.
And what's your first name?
Lynn.
Lynn?
Yeah.
I'm Robert. Nice to meet you. Thank you. One of the other things that I'll do quite regularly is if somebody is trying to take a selfie and it's a group, I'll say, would you like me to put you all in the picture? And then, of course, most of them say, sure, that'll be great. And then I'll give them a card. It's a perfect fit. Makes perfect sense. I want to bring something of value and then give them something of eternal value, priceless value. So in the morning when the sun is low on the horizon, of course the shadows are long. That's the way it works based on perspective and what causes the shadow. So this time of the day especially, what will happen is the sun not only is coming off of the light is not just coming off of the sun, it's going to be coming off of the beach as well, the wet sand. And it multiplies the effect of the sun. So that's one of the reasons why I get such a good suntan. And I like that. I'm picking up energy from the sun, and God, the Almighty, is mixing it with healthy electrolytes that I put in my body, and I've got a perpetual detox protocol that helps me feel invigorated, a lot of energy, and I don't always wear my sunglasses. They just look pretty badass, pretty cool. They're the Wayfarers. I got it. One of them. My lens on, let's see, which one is it? It's over on this side, I'll show you. My right eye got a crack in it. See that? Oh, look at the reflection that is. But when I'm looking straight, oh, that's easier to see like that. I don't even notice it. I know some people are saying, don't wear sunglasses, you need sunlight. It's like, yeah, I'm getting plenty of sunlight, obviously. And I've got the raccoon eyes, I'll show you, because the sun was high in the sky. I was at a meeting and I had my glasses on and the light hits the lenses, bounces off to here. That's why I've got the raccoon eyes there. So one of the things that I'll do is I'll have the glasses off and do that. Let it fill in the other spots. So I'm 62 years old and feel better than ever. Feel better than when I was in my teens or 20s racing professional level motocross, because I'm taking better care of my body nutritionally, avoiding toxins, having a perpetual detox protocol. All of that. The beach is bubbling. A lot of, let's see, I'll show you again. That's one of the clues that the tide is coming in, is because the water is sinking down into the sand and then displacing the air that's in the sand because the water that was previously there left a void. It's the largest body of electrolyte in the world, the water that covers the face of the earth. It's got salt, microplastics, and apparently Osama bin Laden, I guess they had to launch him right after they got him. Sounds a bit fishy to me, pun intended. They lie about all this stuff. Our history, the history of our world, the nature of the origin of life, and all of it. They're liars. You can hear me say that at the Denver Flat Earth Conference on the BBC, or I think also on Logan Paul's video, his mockumentary at the 27-minute mark. You can see my interview his interview of me. It was a little bit awkward, yet funny. And I'm still exposing the truth about it all. And I mentioned about, I tried pleasing others, tried pleasing myself, none of that worked, paraphrase. And I just wanted to find out what God created me for and then rely on Him to do it. He makes me very happy, very satisfied with obeying Him. That's the way it's designed. So there are people trying to find love in all the wrong places, okay? It's a true statement. They're trying to find love, significance, purpose in all the wrong places. I'm just the guy trying to help people look in the right places to find the truth, to find the reality of how it actually works, what it's actually about. Okay, the tide is still coming in. There's less tracks there. That's the way it works. The tidal activity here in North Myrtle Beach, more specifically Cherry Grove, South Carolina, is going to be very different than the Myrtle Beach International Airport area. That's about a 45-minute delay over here. So the sun, moon, and stars are like a celestial timepiece. We live on a stationary level Earth, and that's just great. The reason why it matters is, the short answer, well, the truth matters, yeah. And not only does the truth matter, the source of the truth is very important. The liars don't always lie. They tell a lot of truth, exposing a lot of it. And people get so pissed off with NASA that are in the flat earth movement or community, they won't even, a lot of times they won't listen to the truth that they're exposing about what they're doing to us or plan to do. I've got friends that I'm still friends with. They haven't unfriended or blocked me. They don't like Elon Musk. I don't like what he's doing, launching technology into above us, working in concert with other technological platforms. However that all fits together in a Skynet-like situation in the Terminator, I'll be back kind of thing, Arnold. So, there you go. I still appeal to him and mention to him how important it is to be born again. I'm doing it right now, at Tesla. I can put an at Tesla in my comment, and that'll let the Tesla channel know that I mentioned them. I'm the guy that used to put a piece of electric tape over the flashing 12 on my VCR. Look at me now, using this digital pitchfork to expose the truth about everything worldwide, using instantaneous portable communication systems and a network of people that are willing to expose the truth, even though it's very unpopular, at the risk of our lives. But I can't be killed. My body can stop working, and then the Almighty takes me home, and I believe I'll hear the "well done, good and faithful servant." So rather than me work something up to try and please God, to appease the Almighty Deity, I simply ask Him what He wants me to do and rely on Him to give me the desire to do that, moment by moment, what I do or don't do, where I go or don't go, what I put in or on my body. Do I take that drink of water that somebody just offered me, or do I not? Or do I take which vitamin or not take a vitamin? What food do I eat or not eat? One of the other things I do is I got to take this coat off. I'm absolutely burning up because the sun is heating me up now. I put a blend of castor oil and coconut oil, 50-50 blend, and it's very good for the skin. I exfoliate daily and shave with a ProGlide, Gillette ProGlide shaver, a quad, and my blades last me a long, long time. None of these are celebrity endorsements, and yes, I am a celebrity of sorts, local and worldwide, whether people like it or not. Some will make fun of me. It's happened before. Up to right now, at least conservatively, 40 million views of people seeing and hearing me. Better out than in. So for years, I was stopped up in my sinuses, and I didn't know it until it was gone. I was surfing out here, and I did one of these, and I thought, whoa, what is that? And it filled up my whole mouth, and it looked like butterscotch pudding, and I spit it out on the beach. And I could then breathe more freely than I remember in my whole life. As a boy, 7 years old, I got a series of allergy shots. I don't know what the heck was in those things. How could I know? I was 7 years old. I remember trying to jump into a very shallow swimming pool in a garage and busting my head open and having to go for a bunch of stitches right after I did it, and that was right after I got my allergy shot in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin by Dr. Zuniga. I've got a photographic memory. It doesn't mean had a little extra there. It doesn't mean I remember it all. I just remember it like video clips or photos. And I had a happening where yesterday I was really thirsty. I was out on the pier and I thought, man, I got to get some water. I met my friend Hans and Fernando and his wife. And when I said it was good to see you all, and I named them, and I didn't name Julie. I didn't name her because I didn't have her on the tip of my tongue. I went over to my car, got that big drink of water and a little bit of sea salt, and bam, there it was. That was Julie, just like clockwork, just perfect. So was my being dehydrated a little bit contributing to that? Could be there's water memory. You can see Jacques Benaviste, Luc Montier, and Gerald Pollack, and Stephanie Seneff, and what Dr. Emoto talking about water memory and how important the water is. Stanley Meyer talking about cleaning and powering the world with water, getting many, many times out from the input of the water. So he developed a system where he would add a small amount of energy to the water to molecularly disassociate the liquid into its gaseous constituent molecules of hydrogen and oxygen. And they killed him for it. He wouldn't stop about it. He said they declared it an issue, even though he had patents, they declared it a matter of national security. And then he died shortly after his meeting with the Pentagon, and right during his meeting with the two Belgian investors that never called to say to his family, hey, I'm sorry at that meeting that your husband or dad or father or friend died. None of that. They didn't call the family. That was odd. So I've got documentation of all that. He found a way he's the water car guy, Stanley Meyer, and he also shows in his videos that I've featured that are linked up through my name and phone number on multiple platforms, melting steel and cutting rock with it, HHO gas, generated with very low energy input. So we can clean and power the world with water, climate control, our shelters with it. We could take sand and add cement to it and have steel reinforced insulated concrete that is, well, like they didn't build that out of wood, right? The Prince, it's built out of steel reinforced insulated concrete. Makes perfect sense. So I've got documentaries on that, on advanced building systems that are actually maybe advanced looking here. The concrete that's lasted thousands of years that you can see in the archaeological evidence in my library, might find that interesting. The timeline deception, the premise is we've had very advanced civilizations long ago, and we've had multiple resets. The Great Flood is one of them, and we also had, there's evidence of melted castles. It's one thing to have like a melted brick. I'm talking a melted castle, melted civilizations, not just isolated to Sodom and Gomorrah. So when people say, what do you think about transgendering or androgynous beings and sexual activity that's unbiblical? Sodom and Gomorrah. Check it out, hashtag Sodom and Gomorrah. You want to find the truth about everything? Hashtag Robert Forsch. Call my number. See what I've got there. Send me information if you think I've got it wrong or missed something. So there you go. I could sit at the big boys table. I actually barged in. I sent my research library to a lot of the attendees at Davos, the intelligence agencies, I believe that Elon didn't go to Davos because it's getting a little bit ugly. A lot of people don't know that, don't want their fans. Elon has a lot of fanboys and girls. A lot of ladies would love to just chum around with that handsome, chivalrous, maybe exciting genius inventor, the Iron Man and all that. Oh well. And I get honeypots that come after me too. Not having any of it. So there you go. This is Robert Forsch exposing the truth about everything. So there you go. Like it or not, here I am. Thank you very much.